It's a wonderful Saturday morning here in Japan. I've got my coffee as usual. I'll try to edit out all the sips. It's still hot. Alright, let's get into it. Welcome back, Web Dev Japan. We are on the responsive web design certification. Click here. We're learning HTML by building a cat photo app. Alright, let's resume project. Yes, but actually, we're gonna open up VS Code as well. Alright, gonna put this over here. There we go. So we've got Free Code Camp over here and doing the same thing in VS Code. And the link to the GitHub, this is connected to GitHub. That will be in the comments. If you want a video on how to use GitHub, let me know. I can make that. And let's get started. All right. Okay, so we already started doing this. We're doing comments. Commenting, I explained in the last video, just like it says here. It's a way to leave notes to yourself or other people who might be working on the code later. And it's also used if you just want to see what your project looks like with something removed. So I just do Control-Shift to comment out that whole thing. And then we can see what happens if this isn't in our code. And if we want it, well, Control/ again, and it'll be back. So just save that. All right. So they want us to do this. Let's see here. Someone in the chat, appreciate you. Oh, hey, Kapu. I didn't realize you could get in the chat here without joining the actual room. But yeah, let's do it. It's fun for me. I love doing this. It feels like, I don't know, like, it feels like going back, like, when I went back and started, it feels like going back and replaying a really old video game that you loved as a child. Even though I did this just a few years ago, it still feels fun going back and doing this. But it's not completely a redo because they have revamped the curriculum a bit. But okay, we are in step 4, doing comments. So we're just going to copy paste this. And they want us to put it above the P element. Oh. But the to-do is add link to cat photos. So we actually want to take this. I need to move my microphone. Okay. Take this, add link to cat photos, paste it here, and also we're going to do the same thing over in VS Code. And let's see if that's what they wanted. Yes, and would you look at that? The confetti is showing on the half screen today. That's great. All right, let's go live on VS Code just so we can make sure we're doing the same thing. All right, everything looks good. And let's go to the next challenge. Oh, there's another person. We got 2 people in here. All right. We're just going through the Free Code Camp HTML curriculum. I don't know if you guys are like complete beginners, but this is probably too easy for most people. This is just like the super basic stuff we're going through. Oh, hey, what's up? We've got people here. Okay, I know at least one of you guys are not a beginner, so this might be boring for you to just watch basic HTML. Okay, he's on the bus. Yeah, I'm just on the Free Code Camp curriculum. We're in the very first course, the responsive web design. And yeah, we're just going through it. I did the first 3 steps in the last video. and just finished step 4 right now. So we're on step 5. Is anybody following along with this, or are you guys just watching? HTML5 has some elements that identify different content areas. These elements make your HTML easier to read and help with search engine optimization. That's SEO. All right, the main element is used to represent the main content of the body. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to put that in there somewhere. What do they want us to do? Add a main opening tag before the H1 and a main closing tag. All right, super easy. So let's check. Where do they want us to put this here? And when you're typing code in the free code camp thing, you have to do it all manually. Like, they don't autofill your closing tags for you. Whoops. Just forget that. Is that what they want us to do? Yes, your code passes. But, oh, Pikachu chooses you. No confetti this time. So sad. Alright. Oh, I put this comment in the wrong spot, didn't I? It's supposed to go above the P. Alright, so let's put the main over here in the VS Code. Over here. And you can see the rest of their code is up here. It goes HTML, body, and then main. So what we're looking at here is over here in the VS Code. Oh, somebody asked, how long has this been continuing? Well, we just started it last weekend. So yeah, we're at the very beginning of the free code camp curriculum. So if people are just getting started out, or you haven't done free code camp yet, this is a perfect chance to get started with it. No, I mean, you can join anytime. And if you want, you can start up your free code camp account and kind of do it. Yeah, we just started like 10 minutes ago. Basically, if you look at free code camp, it would just look like this. They have kind of their code editor in the browser here with their instructions in the middle of it like this. And then they give you a preview of what your web page would look like. So you can change things in here, like cat photo app, delete that. And let me see. So you can see that goes away, but whoops. Now I'm messing up my code in here. But yeah, so this is basically what it looks like when you're doing free code camp, but I'm also doing it in VS Code because I think that's one complaint that people, like some teachers and professionals, have about free code camp is, like, it's good because you get in here and start doing a bunch of coding right from the beginning, but then you don't really understand how this whole thing is working in the grand scheme of things, and you don't know how to use real tools like VS Code. So that's why I'm just kind of doing it in VS Code along with everything, and you can see it looks kind of weird. Okay. So I'm doing it over here in VS Code, and I have it connected to GitHub, so I'll share the link later to the GitHub repo if people want to follow along with it later. But anyway, we did this. So let's submit and go to the next challenge. All right, we're on step 6. So we've done H1, H2 header elements, P elements for like sentences. That all goes inside the main element. This is called nesting. Okay, so what is step 6? Nesting indentation. Okay, so they're talking about the indentation. you can see how there's kind of some space here. So if I'm over in my VS Code, I can just press tab like that, and that's what they're talking about, the spacing there. But what else are we talking about in this one? H1, H2. The H1 and H2 have more spaces than the main element. Okay. So use the spacebar on your keyboard to add 2 more spaces in front of the P elements so that it's indented properly as well. Okay. Just like that. Is that all they want us to do? Okay, so they're just kind of talking about super basic formatting of the code, which a lot of times in practice, it'll just kind of, you can set that up beforehand so it'll do it automatically, but it's good to do these things in the beginning. All right, we're going right along. 9% complete with building the cat photo app. All right, next challenge. What are we doing next? Step 7. Oh, we're going to start adding images using the image tag, img. All right. So this one is a little interesting because the image tag doesn't have a closing tag. So you can see, like, for these P elements, you have the opening tag and the closing tag. Let's do the image element. And I think, whoops, wow, I'm typing this all messed up. It's been so long since I've had to actually like type this stuff out by hand. I don't remember if we have to put that slash there or not. What happens if we don't put it? Does it still pass? Oh, yeah, it did. Okay, so now what are we doing? Step 8. HTML attributes are special words used inside the opening tag of an element to control the element's behavior. So the source attribute, which you can see down here, it basically tells us where the image is located. So src, I think that stands for source. So what do they want us to do? Add a source attribute with this URL. Okay, so first down here, we're going to write that src equals, put some quotes, and then copy paste this URL for the image. And there we go. The image has popped up. And this is actually the exact same lesson that I did when I first started a few years ago. I built this same exact thing. So is that what they wanted? Yes, congratulations. And I'm just gonna copy this. And where is this going? Under the P. All right, we'll just put this over here in my VS Code. Save that, and we can look at my preview. This is the preview of what I'm building over here in the VS Code. So it looks the same as their preview, so I think everything is good. A small hackathon for the newcomers. That's a good idea. A small hackathon. Yeah, I'll have to think about what kind of thing we can do. I've been thinking about doing that even for people who are more like intermediate level but not employed yet, and maybe give them some small tasks from some of my freelancing projects as like a little hackathon. And I mean, actually pay them a little bit of money to take care of those tasks as well. All right, submit. Go to next challenge. All right, we're moving right along. Yeah, sounds fun. All right, so all image elements should have an alt attribute. You can see that down here. It's used for screen readers to improve accessibility, and it's displayed if the image fails to load. So if you've ever gone to a website and the image link was broken or something, and you saw like a little tiny broken file icon and then some description of what the image should be, that's what this is. It would say a cat. So what do we want? We're going to add an alt attribute. Alt equals, open up the quotes, and it's going to be a cute orange cat lying on its back. Just copy paste that in here. And we can't see that right now because the link is okay. Let me just copy that alt attribute over here in my VS Code. Make sure that's what they wanted. Yes, it passes. And I'm guessing in the next step, they're going to have us break the link. No, they're not. Okay, well, let's just do it anyway. Let's break this link so we can see what happens. Let's just remove the G off of JPG. Okay, so there you go. You can see what that alt does. You can see the little broken file because the link is broken or incorrect or something, whatever reason. The image is not showing up, so you get that little icon and then you get the alt text. So we'll put it back. Okay, there it is. All right, but actually what do they want us to do? You can link another page with the anchor element. Okay, have fun going to sleep on this side of the world. All right, have a good sleep. And if you have any ideas for that hackathon, just send me a message so we can organize that. That sounds fun. All right, what are we doing? We're doing the anchor element to make links. Where do they want us to put it? Add an anchor element after the paragraph. Okay. So here they want us to do a, and it links to this freecatphotoapp.com. So we'll just copy paste this link. And oh, what am I doing? Not that. It has to be the href equals put this. Okay, so the link should be in there. What I did, I put the text just a second ago. I put some text in here in between the tags, and that would be the text that shows up on the page. But right now it's just a link with no text, so it doesn't really exist on the page yet. Let's see if that's what they wanted. Yes, that's what they wanted. Go to the next challenge. Become a supporter. So if you don't have like a paid account, you have to watch this thing. So it's okay. It's time to get a drink of coffee while it's doing that. Become a supporter. I would, when I get more money, I'll support them, but I'm still in the beginning stages of my new career. All right. What are we doing here? A link's text must be placed between the opening and closing tags of an anchor element, which is what I did by mistake at the beginning. So you can see the example here. Let me just make this full screen so we can see everything. Oh, you still can't see everything because it's a box here. Okay, but you can see the anchor element, and then you have the href. I think of that, I don't know what, I can't remember what the exact thing is, but I mean, ref I think of as being a reference, like, and then it has the URL, and then the text that is actually going to be displayed on the page. So put that back. And what do we want to do? Add the anchor text, link to cat pictures. Copy paste this in here. Hypertext reference. Thank you very much. That's what it is. I knew it was reference, I just couldn't remember. Yeah, hypertext reference. All right. Link to cat pictures. So now you can see there is a link here. Check your code. Congratulations, that's what they wanted. Let's go ahead and copy paste this over into the VS Code. Where, oh, it's above the image, so. All right, save that and let's take a look. Interesting. Okay, that's why. Well, let's see what happens if we click on it. It works. It takes us to the official FreeCodeCamp cat photo app, which maybe this is what it's going to look like when we're done building it. I don't know. Can I go back? There we are. All right. Google Sensei is very helpful. Yes, one of your most important skills as a professional developer is how to Google yourself out of a problem. If you don't know how to do something, well, you can either ask your coworkers or you can Google it, and your coworkers are sometimes going to be busy or not around. Like me, I work fully remote, so I'm here. I mean, I could ask them in the Discord, but yeah, you have to get really good at Googling your way out of problems. All right. Is that everything for this step? Yes. Okay, step 12. You can turn any text into a link, such as the text inside of a P element. So you have the paragraph, and you just wrap one word or some part of the word in an anchor tag, and that turns it into a link. So in the text of your P element, turn the words cat photos into a link by adding the opening and closing anchor tags. And then we're going to want to make that go to the free cat photo app page. So which part? Cat photos. All right. Here. Then we got to do the href equals. This is another thing I think is good about doing this in the FreeCodeCamp is you have to actually type this stuff out. And what I mean by that is, like, if I'm doing it over here in VS Code, if I just type A and then tab, it just, all this stuff pops up automatically for me. And there's even more than that. Like if I'm gonna do something, all these like suggestions come up. Every little thing you do, suggestions come up. So you don't really have to memorize all these things, but I think in the beginning it's good to actually type this stuff out. All right, is that everything they wanted us to do? Congratulations. Submit and go to next challenge. I should copy paste this, see more cat photos. Yeah, let me just replace it over here in the VS Code. And let's check my preview on the VS Code. All right, everything's looking good. Next challenge. Step 13. Now that you turned the text cat photos inside of the P element into a link, you don't need the second link below the P element. Delete the entire anchor element below the P element. So just this whole thing we're gonna delete. Is that what they're telling us to do? Yes. Where was that? Over here in the VS Code. We want to delete that. Is that what's going on over here? Yep, that looks the same. Okay. Looks good. Moving right along. I feel like this is a lot. Like, if this was your first day, this might be a lot of information to absorb. If somebody was doing this from the very beginning, like with zero knowledge, you'd probably want to take a break in between this and probably go back and do all this a second time, like the next day, just for practice, and maybe even like watch a YouTube video. Doesn't have to be a long one, just like 10 minutes, to kind of just get a conceptual overview of HTML. That's kind of the way I was studying things. You can't just push through and just keep learning a bunch of new stuff, because you're going to forget a lot of it. You have to go back and review and maybe try making a copy of this. Like if I'm doing this over here in VS Code, make like a dog photo app or something. Like just keep practicing. But okay, step 14. To open links in a new tab, you can use the target attribute. So remember, attributes are these words here inside the tag. Like we have the image tag, and then it has the source attribute, the alt attribute. There's all kinds of attributes, and they want us to use the target attribute and set it equal to blank. That opens the link document in a new tab or window. And I do this a lot on my freelancing jobs for Shopify. All the time I'm getting paid to put this in places, because it doesn't do it right out of the box for a lot of things on Shopify. So I get paid money to put this in the code. Of course, the hard part is figuring out where that code is in the files. But once you find it, then it's pretty simple, just putting this in here, just like this. So that's pretty crazy. Like, first day lesson here, and it's actually a skill that I used like 2 days ago to actually get money. So that's pretty cool. Where do we want to add it? To the anchor tag. All right. This thing's getting a little messy here. Let's open it up like that. Add a target attribute for the A. So doesn't really matter. You could oh, what did I just do? You could put it here, or you could put it here. Doesn't really matter. All right. So let's put the target equals, open up the quotes, underscore blank. Let's see if that's what they wanted. It is. And I want to do the same thing over in my VS Code. So I'll show you what it looks like on the VS Code. Oh, where is it? Here? Okay. So as soon as I type in the letter T, it gives me these suggestions. So there's target, and then the blank is right there. So it's really easy when you're actually doing this. It seems kind of tedious in the beginning when you're learning this stuff, but when you're actually using it at work, it's pretty easy. So let's go to my preview from the VS Code and see if this opens up in a new tab. It should. Yes. Pretty cool. So yeah, that is something, like I said, I do on a weekly basis. I get paid by my clients because they don't want any links in their Shopify store to open up here and lose the progress of the store. They want all those links to open up in a new tab, which makes sense. And I don't know why Shopify wouldn't put that in automatically as an option, but yeah, I get paid money to do that. Okay, submit and go to the next challenge. Step 15. Other types of content can be turned into a link by wrapping it in anchor tags. For example, you can wrap an image in the anchor tag, and then this whole image would be clickable. It would be a clickable link. You've probably seen that on a lot of websites. So they want us to do that. Let's see, can I give some space here? Turn the image into a link. So let's do an A here, and then at the end of it, we'll do the closing tag, and then we have to give it an href. Href equals, open the quotes, and it's going to take us to the official FreeCodeCamp cat app. Yes. Oh, look at that. There's the link. It looks like it's a link. Is that what they wanted? Congratulations. Yes, it is. So let's just copy all that and do that. Replace that. Let's see if it's looking okay. And it works. So you can see the whole image is a clickable link. That's pretty cool. Submit and go to next challenge. All right, step 16. How far are we going to go today? Before adding any new content, you should make use of a section element to separate the cat photos content from the future content. The section element is used to define sections in a document, such as chapters, headers, footers, or any other sections of the document. It is a semantic element that helps with SEO and accessibility. So yeah, I remember when I was doing this in the beginning, like a few years ago, sometimes these explanations didn't really make sense to me, and there was something I didn't understand, but I just focused on the code and eventually you'll figure it out. But I think this one kind of makes sense. Sections, you have different sections on your page. So what do we want to do here? Take your H2 comment P and anchor elements and nest them in a section element. All right. So, I'll do it here first. H2. Oh, we're going to start at the H2. So the main header is going to be outside of the section, I think, is what they want. H2 P anchor and not the image. Oh wait, no, the image is part of the anchor tag now. So we'll just close the section, and let's see if that's what they wanted. Yes. So you can see nothing changed. That didn't change anything on the page, like what's visible on the page. It's more just a structure thing. And like it said in the description, like it'll help with SEO if the structure of your page kind of makes sense like that. It'll help with the SEO. All right, cut this, and is that where they want it? Section. Okay. Submit and go to next challenge. Step 17. It's time to add a new section. Add a second section element below the existing section element. All right. So what that would look like. Oh, did I? In my VS Code, did I didn't put that in the right spot. The image is also inside the section. So in VS Code, it would look pretty simple. So all I have to do is type SE section. I mean, however you want to do it, I don't know. I mean, I usually type it depends on how fast your typing is, but I'm usually typing the whole word and then just press tab and then it pops up. So copy this. Is that what they wanted? Just a sec. Yeah, just a new empty section there. All right, next challenge. We are on step 18. Within the second section element, add a new H2 element with the text cat lists. So looking at the page, this main title is the H1, and then these kind of smaller titles for each section are the H2s. So inside the section, we want to make a new H2. And what do they want us? It's hard for me. I need to get better at typing without looking at my keyboard. My mic is in the way. Let's just copy this text. Cat this is gonna go in here. Okay, so we're starting a new section here. And same thing over here. H2, tab, and then cat lists. Let's check the preview of the VS Code. Yes, looks good. All right, check your code. Congratulations. We're already 26% complete with building the cat photo app, not with the whole HTML course, but just this first kind of project in the course. All right, next challenge. Are people still watching? Are you getting tired of the HTML yet? Last weekend, I did this for about 50 minutes. Okay, still watching. Yeah, I think we'll do this for about an hour. I don't know. I mean, not today, but some other time we could do kind of like a crazy marathon if you want to do it. 4 hours a day. Okay, that's the way to do it. 4 hours a day. That's how you get where you want to go. For sure. All right, step 19. When you add a lower rank heading element to the page, it's implied that you're starting a new subsection. After the last H2 element of the second section, add an H3 element with this text, things cats love. Okay, so the second section is kind of having its own title here, cat lists. But we want to make a subtitle, so that's going to be H3. I keep doing that. H3 And the text is going to be things cats love. Is that what they wanted? Yes, it is. And I'll do it over here, H3, things cats love. Okay, looks good. Next challenge. Awesome. Kapu started only a week ago. That is amazing. I mean, just getting started that's a good thing. All right, step 20. Okay, we're doing unordered lists. To create an unordered list of items, you can use the UL. That stands for unordered list. Which this kind of like a side note on that. Unordered list, this UL element. So just me being here in Japan, I can see, like, you know, I'm working, my coworkers, most of them are Japanese, and I can really see how being like a native speaker of English is a big advantage, or at least being fully fluent in English is a huge advantage, because I mean, well, all this stuff is English, so all this stuff, target, blank, UL for unordered list, IMG for image, section, all this stuff is English, so I can't really imagine doing this if you don't understand any English language. It would just be like that much harder to be doing this, so you have an advantage if you're fully fluent in English. That was a big sip. My coffee's empty. All right. Did we do that? Oh. Where does it go? After the H3 element, we're gonna do an unordered list. And what's gonna go in it? Oh, just that's it? Just we're making the UL, okay. I guess I'll do it over here in the VS Code. Nothing's there yet. Submit and go to next challenge. Kapu started a week ago. We'll see if I can keep it up. Yeah, I did a lot of lessons in my first couple of weeks. It's okay if you don't keep up the 4-hour pace. Even just doing like an hour a day is still really amazing. So don't worry if you can't keep up the 4-hour a day pace. Now I got water, gotta stay hydrated. Okay, they're giving us an example of what an unordered list looks like. You have the UL for unordered list, and then inside it you have LI for list item, I believe, yeah, list item. So what is our list gonna be? All right. We're gonna do an LI, and in the, oh, there's gonna be 3 of them. Okay, so copy, paste. What do we want? Catnip. I'm gonna just type these. Catnip, laser pointers, and lasagna. Okay, and you can see we automatically got some bullet points, and you can do some things later to remove those bullet points or style them differently. But for now, I think that's what they want. Yes. So let me show you how I would do this over here in VS Code. What is this? Section. The UL. So we have the UL. What was the shortcut? LI times 3, just like that. So that could be very helpful if you had a really long list. You know, you could just do like LI times 10, press enter, and then you got a whole long list. So I do know a few shortcuts, but I really need to learn a lot more. I'm just gonna copy paste this. Make sure that looks good from the VS Code. All right. Submit and go to next challenge. Well, it's been about an hour, so I think this might be a good stopping point. We've got a lot built out so far, and we covered a lot of information. So let's go ahead and call it quits for today for this. And yeah, that was fun. Like I said at the beginning, I think there was like one person in here, maybe just Kapu. I said, really doing this, I feel like the same kind of thing like when I replayed the Pokemon games. Like when I was in elementary school, I played the original Pokemon games on the Game Boy, and then replaying them later in my life, you just get that good feeling. And I kind of have that same feeling going through this curriculum again. It's fun and enjoyable, and I know so far this has been exactly the same as when I did it 3 years ago, but I know later on some things are going to be different, so I'm also looking forward to that. So yeah, we are done with that. Does anybody have any questions or anything you want to talk about? Kapu, are you in Japan? Like, I can see you can you understand some Japanese. Yeah, if you want to turn on your mic, you can talk.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?